What's up, YouTube? This is going to be a second video of mine. It's going to be covering Jake Tapper's Original Sin, a book that he just came out with in 2025, where he covers Joe Biden being old. To me, it read more like he was in a Catholic confessional confessing his soul, because during Joe Biden's presidency, he, of course, covered up for Joe Biden being old, which was obvious. The book is impressive in that he writes 19 chapters literally on that one topic. Joe Biden is old. This was very obvious if you had to work paycheck to paycheck and you have to worry about rent and you have to worry about groceries. This thing, Joe Biden being old, dead obvious. You didn't have time to speculate. If you have to, again, worry about bills, you don't have time to speculate on things like that. If you have hundreds of thousands of dollars, it seems like you can, it's a little bit harder to figure out, especially a journalist. If you're a really rich journalist, it's hard to figure it out. Now, for Jake Tapper, however, like I said, this reads like a confessional. So it's like secretly he always knew and he just couldn't get it, get over it. So he's writing his book to tell us that he did realize it, that Biden was old. Anyway, moving on. I'm just going to get into it. Original Sin has 19 chapters. Starts out with an opening. He quotes anonymous people a lot in this book, a lot. So either people are telling him stuff, they're too scared to go on the record, which I believe because it makes Joe Biden look like he's this terrifying old person, like a Scrooge, and also very weak and fragile at the same time. So it's very interesting how he captures both, like, contradicting things onto Joe Biden. Pollster told Joe Biden lies. So that's easy. This is all in his opening. Can't believe public opinion of Democrats. Can't believe public opinion of Democrats. So honestly, when a Democrat goes on television and says something, you can't believe them, because in this book, it shows that they have all this behind the scenes. I really meant this. I really mean this. It's anonymous people. Some of them he does name, but I don't remember all their names. But so essentially, just take that, what you can with that. If they go on to CNN to talk about something, don't trust it. If you read their behind the scenes opinion, that have some confidence in that. That's really what they feel. Essentially, Joe Biden is old. Original Sin is Biden deciding to run again. That's what he says the original sin is. So no cliffhangers there. And people hiding his decline. So they hid his decline. I don't know from who, because the people who have to live paycheck to paycheck, they definitely notice his decline. We talked about it and mocked him a lot on that. Harris too loyal to challenge him. So that's something you learn in the book, why Harris didn't want to divert, which again, paycheck to paycheck, Democratic voters, if we figured that out, we still supported Harris mostly out of, I think a lesser harm was the best argument I heard for her. I couldn't really make any better ones. Every argument that you could make that was better was esoteric to the average working voter. Like, most people don't care about CNN at all that are in my demographic. So there's that. So boring. It is a boring book. I did put that. Doesn't mention beheaded babies lie. So there's he just doesn't cover Israel. So that's why I really don't watch CNN. Mostly how they cover protest is ridiculous. How they allow so much lies and liars to consistently come on air. Because I don't have time to be lied to, and people like Scott Jennings and others. I don't even go through the list. Are lying. And if they're not lying, the breaking news segments, it's like, how are you supposed to know when you're not there it's currently breaking? So I'm just getting your opinion. And these people, like I said, it's just not that informative information. And worse is it seems to be like it runs cover for Israel, which is a foreign country. So that seems to be like really sus, as the kids would say. So it is a boring book. No self-reflection. So he does not self-reflect and say, oh, I got this wrong. This is why I was lying to you guys. This is why it's everyone else was lying but him. See the Lord Trump interview, which I'm going to try to post a link to that so you can see how he interviewed Lord Trump during the presidency of Biden. Biden's infrastructure bill. So he says this is an accomplishment of Biden. But see, my thing is about what I understand about how that bill and any accomplishment that came to the working class, it was Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders doing that part of the government, essentially, because Biden was so smooth-brained and fragile and on it, like his memory, short-term memory was losing it. So I was always expecting that he was delegating a lot of these things, the presidential activities. So that's just me, who works paycheck to paycheck. And I just had faith that he had better people to delegate to than Donald Trump would. So top aide said his decision-making was sound. So his top aides, you would think this was criminal, right? You're manipulating the president of the United States and the American people. It's like they know he's fragile. They know his memory is lapsing. They know he could be manipulated and that he's going to need to take a nap a lot. So they're using that to get their individual agendas through. So that to me is criminal, is that we didn't vote for these top aides, the so-called politburo, as a freaking, what's his name calls it. Chapter 1 was called He Totally Fucked Us. So Tapper cusses. He cusses a lot in this book. The book is, again, very boring. Chapter 2, Get Up. that's what chapter 2 is called. So it's like the backstory of Joe Biden, how hard he had it in the 40s. Biden had a quote on Obama that was slightly racist. So Joe Biden was born in 1940, guys. If you read about that time, I like to read about the 60s and the civil rights era, so I'm like obsessed with that currently. But the 40s, no better. Some would say even a little worse. So Biden's greatest strength, living in own reality. Jake Tapper. I guess it's like, was CNN saying this during his run when he was going against Bernie Sanders? His greatest strength is he lives in his own reality. No, they ran cover for him, and he does that, a lot, So what's hidden from his own staff, so his own staff couldn't even find him. So that's another thing about elderly congressmen is it's like their staff are the ones really running the show, because these elderly people are some even in nursing homes, like completely with dementia. So and voters aren't aware. So he was hidden from his own staff in the White House. So I guess that's how they hit it. Anyway, chapter 3 is called the Politburo 2020. Politburo. So Bo died and he supported Israel. I guess is what I got from that chapter. Lied about Bo's health. So they lied to the public about Bo's health. And I guess that's what my point about him supporting Israel is, like, it's hard to have empathy for a guy who just goes out there and says, I'm a Zionist. Like, I didn't know presidents would take a stance on a foreign country so strongly like that. I just am like, maybe we should dial it back a little bit, like not on live television, maybe only in the background type of thing. Like, even then that's bad, but still, that was just crazy to me. And then you want us to feel bad about Bo, which no love lost. That seems like divine something, God trying to send you a message, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to put that on him. So pray for Bo. Hopefully he's in a better place. So he lied about Bo's health. So they lied up to the voters about Bo's health. Mike Dannon, Steve Buscemi, and Bruce Reed make up the Politburo. So I'm just like, I wrote those names down because I'm like, are those criminals, right? Should they not be on the news a lot, or at least mentioned more in Congress? Like, we got to hold these guys accountable for these gaffes and using this old man to get these whatever, essentially allowing this genocide to continue in the Middle East. Couldn't keep his attention long enough to accept in secret. So anytime there's a transcript of the discussion, his memory lapses and he can't keep his attention long enough. He keeps repeating stories. However, Jake Tapper says in secret, he's very sharp. In secret meetings are very sharp, but there's no evidence of that. So that's just something he says. He's secretly very sharp, but he just can't prove it. As soon as the camera comes on, as soon as you look at him, he's visible again. Lied about videos. So all those little videos where it showed him old, he would sit there and say, they would run cover. They were trying to, so essentially it gives Fox News credibility. It gives the right a ton of credibility when they were talking about old. But I'm like, everyone knew he was old. So who were they lying to? Who were they fooling? And it was the $100,000 making journalists at CNN, MSNBC, or whatever, Chapter 4, the Bidenness. He always said stupid things. I guess is the Bidenness of it. So it's like, that's how they were able to mask it. Media sane washed as gaff. So hard to tell if he just became more stupid. So they're just like, he always says stupid things. Is he becoming more stupid? What does that say about him as a vice president? What does that say about a senator? He's always said stupid stuff. And currently now he has dementia. And they're just like, we can't tell if he's even dumber yet. Not until the debate. Chapter 5. So clearly not much. Some of these chapters are really short. So not much in them. And again, aggressively boring. I do not recommend buying this book. I'm only buying it to just go through it out of fascination, out of YouTube content, and just kind of still feel where I'm going with this channel. So chapter 5, I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear 2021. So that's the title of chapter 5. As soon as he became president, made big mistake on House floor. So the very first thing he did was make a mistake on the House floor. So it started off with gaffes. Gave little reason for Afghanistan withdrawal, which I'm like, what reason do you need to withdraw from Afghanistan? Like, you should have to give reasons to be there. You should have to have really good reasons to do these things. Like, well, you didn't give good reason to go. You didn't go. Why are we not colonizing that area still? You didn't give good reason. Huh. It's like, why are you over there? Oh, I don't need a reason. Because we got taxpayer dollars. America, freedom, reasons, Constitution. Anyway. Jill Biden bathing suit stunt. She said no in 2003. So I guess he mentions a bathing suit stunt. I don't know how interested I am in looking up Jill Biden in a bathing suit. So if you want to know, that exists from 2003. She did this. Maybe there's a picture. I don't know. Hunter Biden slept with brother, wife, and did narcotics. So that, see, my thing is, with Joe Biden being a smooth brain, easy to manipulate, his son can easily manipulate him.